Nepal is a landlocked country in South Asia. It is bordered by the People's Republic of China to the north and by India to the south, east and west. The Himalaya mountain range runs across Nepal's northern and western parts, and 8 of the world's 10 highest mountains, including the highest, Mount Everest, lie within its borders. Kathmandu is the capital and the largest city of Nepal. The city is situated in Kathmandu Valley, which also contains 2 other cities, Patan and Bhaktapur. The city stands at an elevation of approximately 1,370 metres and is inhabited by about 700,000 people. Kathmandu is the most developed city in Nepal. This particular area, best known as Kathmandu Durbar Square, lies in the heart of the city. Most of the temples here, both Hindu and Buddhist, are built in the pagoda style, embellished with intricately carved exteriors. Built in the late 17th century, this temple is one of the most impressive. Its 9-step brick base gives it the size which dominates the skyline of the square. The wooden doorways, pillars, windows and struts are beautifully carved. There are images of Hindu deities both inside and outside the shrine. The palace complex was the royal Nepalese residence until the 19th century and is the site of important ceremonies, such as the coronation of the Nepalese monarch. The palace is decorated with elaborately carved wooden windows and panels. The entire palace complex here is named after a monkey god called Hanuman. One can see a huge stone statue of Hanuman painted all red right next to the main entrance of the palace. Hanuman here is regarded as a powerful protector of the entire Durbar Square. Hanuman Palace complex consists of a huge royal square, imposing a tremendous variety of temples dedicated to different Hindu gods and goddesses. Most of the buildings we see here date from the 15th to the 18th century. This huge stone image of Bhairav represents deity Shiva in his destructive manifestation. It is undated, but was set in its current location by King Pratap Malla after it was found in a field north of the city. This is the most famous Bhairav, and it was used by the government as a place for people to swear the truth. Though decreased from its original size and attractiveness from its earlier 17th century architecture, the Kathmandu Durbar Square still displays an ancient surrounding that spans around 5 acres of land. It has palaces, temples, quadrangles, courtyards, ponds, and images that were brought together over 3 centuries. The Durbar Square, protected as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is the social, religious and urban focal point of the city. It is also a busy trading area, with taxis, fruit sellers, rickshaw drivers, tourist guides and souvenir sellers all waiting for business.
Basically, we provide you the accommodation in the lodge, and in the lodge you'll get a room with the bed and a pillow, but you have to have your own sleeping bags. But it's still, some of the lodges, they have, you have a common bathrooms you have to share with other peoples, and some guest houses, the hot showers are available, but sometimes you have to pay additional. And the food, basically you will eat as per the menu, whatever they have a menu in the tea houses, so you will eat as per the menu. And During the trek, yes, you can drink as much water you can because it will help you to avoid the altitude sickness, and also it's good for you for rehydrations. But mineral water is terribly expensive, so try to get the boiled water or some other water with some the water pills. So you should not compete with the other people, but you should have your own rhythm. And as long as you have a willing power that you can do it, you will do it.
This trek takes us from the village of Lukla, which is at a modest height of 2,860 metres, on a 10-day walk to the base camp of Mount Everest at an elevation of 5,400 metres. The journey begins with a 40-minute flight from Kathmandu to Lukla. For many people, this will be the smallest plane they have ever travelled on and an exciting start to the journey. This flight takes us to the Khumbu region of Nepal. The planes flying to Lukla from Kathmandu have no radar system on board, so they cannot take off until they are told that the weather conditions are suitable where we will be landing. Because of this, long delays occur regularly. Lining the streets of Lukla, it is common to see porters offering their services, but most people visiting the area would have these organised by now. Considering the remote location, the village and the skies above it can be surprisingly busy. In between the planes carrying tourists, you can see army and rescue helicopters at the airport. Lukla has a variety of shops and lodges where one can have basic Western-style meals and pick up any last-minute items for trekking or climbing ahead. There are many restaurants in Lukla, so you can have a meal before you begin the first day's trekking. A typical menu in Lukla will have a large variety of foods like fried rice, noodles, soup, pizza, momos, breakfast cereals, hot and cold drinks, and most junk foods you can get at home. People usually try to avoid eating meat from here onwards, as there is no cold storage and the possibility of a sick stomach is very high. The journey from Lukla to Pakding should take between 2 to 3 hours, going at a slow and steady pace. The trail starts with a gentle climb up the mountainside on the left bank of the Dukosi River, which provides a lovely view for most of today's walking. There is a well-worn path with steps leading you both upwards and down, but by the time you reach Pakding, you will be almost 200 metres lower than you were at Lukla. There is a large amount of accommodation available at Pakding. The Namaste Lodge is a 3-storey building with a large dining room, a full bar and restaurant, and a cyber cafe. The quality is very basic. The rooms come with a bed, a mattress and one pillow. There are no electrical sockets and toilets are shared. Today's trekking will take somewhere between 5 and 6 hours depending on your fitness level. The journey from Pakding starts off very easy, following the Dukosi River valley below, and above and all around you are surrounded by rhododendron forests. There are several small villages along the way to stop for some food or drinks, like this one in Monjo. As you leave Monjo in the direction of Namche, you enter what is known as the Sagarmatha National Park. To enter, you have to buy a ticket and fill out a form. You will need to show your passport here and provide a passport-sized photograph. Several times you will have to use the suspension bridges to cross the Dukosi River. Locals have decorated the sides of the bridges with prayer flags, although there is no need for prayers, as the bridges are all made of steel and feel very secure. On the far side of this bridge is a village known as Jorsale. There are no shops after this village, and it is advised to stock up on water and food. A short walk past Jorsale, there is a suspension bridge to cross, and after this the trek gets surprisingly difficult. The walk to Namche is very steep and continually upwards. There is no level or downward walking. This section of the walk may take 2 or more hours. People of average fitness may find that they can walk for several minutes only, and then need to take a short break to catch their breath. At this altitude, your body will notice the lack of oxygen in the air. It will be especially noticed if you attempt things like running up a stairs or exert your body in any way. As you reach Namche, you have to pass a police checkpoint. Here they will ask to see the ticket you purchased at the entrance to the Sagarmatha National Park. Namche Bazaar is the most important town in the Khumbu region, the land of the Sherpa people. This town is located at 3,440 metres above sea level. After the difficulty of the last day, you will feel the rest day at Namche is well deserved, but the idea behind the rest or acclimatisation day is to climb high during the day and then sleep lower. This will help your body adjust to the altitude more easily. The most common walk to take on the rest day is to the Everest View Hotel. From here on a clear day there are spectacular views of Everest. This walk should only take around 2 hours, leaving you plenty of time to explore Namche Bazaar. A market takes place every morning in the town centre. Many traders come from Tibet to trade here, on the far side of the Himalayas. Looking from a distance, it looks like a second-hand clothes market, with everything spread out on the ground. But in fact, most of the goods you will find here are new imitation climbing gear. There is a big difference between the tourist prices and local prices, so if you want to buy something here and have a porter or a guide, get them to make the purchase for you. Almost anything you might need for the trek ahead can be bought on the streets of Namche Bazaar. Items like down jackets, sleeping bags, shoes, socks, gloves, scarves, suntan cream, lip